You want to get started investing. I wanted to get started investing too. Like I remember when I wanted to started to get investing, and I just had so many questions. Like, where do I start? Like, I know you have that problem. Like, you're like, where do I get started investing? Listen, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I was in front of a computer looking at digits and numbers just like this, and I was just like intrigued. Like, what does this all mean? Like, why is these numbers are going up and down? And I was just intrigued the very first day that I saw the stock market on a computer. And for you, if you haven't gotten started, if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to show you why you should get started. Why not only you should get started, but the few reasons why I got started and the things that like was hindering me from getting started. It was like a blockade for me to get started. So if you stay to the end of this video, I'm gonna give you all I'm gonna answer all the doubts that you ever had about starting investing in the stock market. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know me right now, I go by Ali Mavis, and I've been recording my journey on YouTube as far as buying fractional shares every single day in the stock market. Because one of the reasons why I couldn't get started in the stock market is because I believed that I needed a lot of money to get started. And I was very far from the truth. And not only that, when I was getting started in the stock market, the rules were a little bit different. The rules were very, very different. Like, in order for you to be a market participant, you needed to buy the whole entire share. And not only that, the fees were so crazy to buy and sell stocks. Like, like once upon a time, it used to cost $9 to buy and sell stocks. And then they came out with these other brokers that are a little bit cheaper, and it's $5. And now in 2026, we're buying it for pennies. So that's one of the reasons why I couldn't get started. I know that's one of the reasons why you don't want to get started, or you can't get started, or why you think you can't get started. So you think that you need a lot of money. You don't, ladies and gentlemen. That's number one. Number two, in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys my journey and where I've been. And I know this is going to help you in the journey, but it's all going to make sense if you go ahead and watch the previous videos. If you haven't watched the previous videos, you're going to be a little bit lost. So I recommend watching the previous videos. That's number two. Number three, if if you're not new to this and you're true to this and you've been watching me, you know how I get down. You know how I get down. Today is March 31st. What, we're Wednesday? Wednesday? No, Tuesday. Tuesday, baby. Today's Tuesday. And the market is green based off some news. I guess the whole Iran war and stuff like that. So I guess they came to like a I guess Trump said he's okay with the whole Strait of Hormuz being closed, but whatever. So I guess stocks is up today, and even though it's up today, there's still some buying opportunities for me because it's a green day. All right, now it's a green day. There's stocks that I'm down on, and yes, it's a green day. So I'm gonna buy. We're gonna buy cautiously today. Normally, I would buy a little bit more, but it's green. That's my pattern, and that's my strategy, right? So, for example, I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing since November 13th, 2025. I've been buying fractional shares. As you guys can see here, what does fractional shares mean? Mean that Lowe's right now is worth $233.33 per share. But I don't want to buy a whole share. I want to buy $1 worth of the share. So I've been buying literally since November 13th, 2025. And as you can see here, my value of what I've been buying is about $27. I'm down 91 cents. So I'm in about like $28. So the market value, what I have, determines how much I buy and what day it is. So normally I like to buy 10% of my market value. So here I'd buy $2. I like to stay within the whole dollars amount. So I'd buy $2. But we're green today. So if we're green, I'm gonna buy half, when we're red, I'm gonna buy more because because look, I could buy today, and yes, the amount is lower than my average cost. And if you don't know what average cost is, go ahead and watch my other videos. I'm buying for $1, and yes, it is lower than my average cost, but today's a green day, meaning that tomorrow could be a red day, and I could buy it for even more, or I could get more for my value, right? Or let's say tomorrow isn't a red day and it continues shooting up. Well, at least I got a little bit of that bottom dip, before we went up. So that's one of the unique ways on how I look at the market as far as making a purchase or not. Next one here, we got Nvidia. Nvidia, I'm down like 67 cents. The market is up, so that means you're just gonna buy for $1. Oh, buy. Okay, cool. So you bought for $1. And something I want to mention in this video, um, listen, I don't want to portray as if I'm a guru, this is financial advice, because some people are going to look at like my portfolio and look at how much money I have and be like, well, how could you give advice? I'm like, okay, cool. You have a point. You have somewhat of a point. How could I give advice? Because you're looking at it from a standpoint of like, I should have a lot of money to give advice. But the point that I want to be able to make is, okay, cool. I don't have a lot of money, but if I can show you guys like longevity in the game, and the guy who does have a lot of money doesn't show you guys longevity in the game. So for anyone who's like, oh my God, you only have a little bit of money, how could you be giving advice? Well, let's just let time tell, and then we'll see how it ends up playing out at the end of things. Um, okay, so here's a couple plays that I have here that if you've been watching me, I sold the covered call that I have. I sold it and I ended up making profit. But now I'm stuck in a situation. I have 100 shares as free that I could sell right now and get out of it. If I sell right now, I'll lose 400 bucks. But if you look right now, if this is what my portfolio is valued right now at the moment. So if I sell this, I'm still up. Like I'm still up. Even if you've been watching my journey, I just recently deposited 5K. And if you've been watching my journey, before I deposited 5K, I had about like $200 into this account. So if you do the math, I'm up. I'm up and my portfolio is down. So who else? Like, and I'm not saying like I'm the only one. I know there's a lot of people out there because I learned the strategy, believe it or not, on YouTube. A lot of YouTube like research, but I did, and it worked out because this is not something that I'm just doing overnight and explain to you guys. This is something I've done for years, and this is why some people are scared to get into the market, and I'm not. I'm not scared to get in the market. I will buy every single day and won't have a problem. Why? Because I know how to defend my positions. This isn't just buying and just waiting. Stocks is just way more than that. If you think stocks is just buying and waiting, that's just like the first phase of stocks. That's just the first phase of stocks. And I don't think I need to be like a freaking rocket scientist or a math. I don't need to be trading on the floor to tell you that. I think that I believe stocks are not just buying. There's way complex strategies to that. So it's just ripping. We're ripping now. So here's what I did, right? And here's what I'm thinking about doing. So I sold or I bought back my 40 strike covered call, and I sold it or I bought it back for two for two 265, right? Um, I think that original contract was worth like 300 and change. So I made like 100 on it. So what I'm want to say to you guys is right here, the contract is worth more than what I got out of, which is great because that means I can get back into the contract and get like equal amount of credit again, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna let Intel do its thing here today. I also sold my Intel put, made some profit. I'm down on this Intel put. I'm down on this Intel put, but I have this in my back pocket in case the market decides to reverse. If it doesn't reverse or whatever, and we decide to rock it up, cool. I'll just sell this back to the market and I'll cut my losses. But for here, we have this basically protected. This cover call protected. So next week, if the stock is over $40, cool. I sell it. But if that's the case, and I still have one free, I still have 100 shares free, and I ride this wave up, we're gonna get everything back. Next couple plays I have is hims and hers. Hims and hers, they're freaking up right now. I could probably sell my put. I bought a put here. I'm up $71 on it, but um, hims and hers just to hold on to this right now is just crazy. And then I have the covered call, which expires this week. It is for $88 a credit. If hims and hers is above $20, I gotta sell, which would be fine because then I would be still holding on to the put. And if I'm still holding on to the puts, I'm still in the game. I'm still in the game, baby. And then we got these credit spreads that expire in 2 weeks. So the market is moving. I think what's really punishing my account right now is this dumb credit spread I have with SPY because the current price is 123. That's impossible. The max that I could lose is 41 cents, $41, which would make it a hundred. Like 41 plus 59 is 100. So this is like $23 more than this should be. So it's like kind of like screwing up my profits and losses right now. So this isn't so accurate because of these credit spreads, but more or less we're still in the game, baby. And like I mentioned, guys, if this is your first time watching this video, go ahead and watch previous videos. If you're thinking about getting into the stock market, I highly recommend it because I just showed you within a couple minutes what to do. Like you don't necessarily have to follow my stocks that I'm buying, but it's just that easy. You don't need to sit on the screen and watch and all that. And even though I don't want to say a lot of money, but I have 5K in the account, but I'm still buying for $1. I think the mistake that most people make is when they have a 5,000, they're buying whole shares. Let's say Apple or Microsoft, they're buying one of the whole share versus like let's break that money down. So I think that's another reason like people don't really see success in the stock market. Like for example, Netflix right now is $94. Someone with 5K would probably buy, you know, a couple shares, 5 shares. Let's just see. Let's see how many. What would it cost? Buy order shares. If I wanted 5 shares, cost me basically like 10% of my account, and that's the mistake I feel like people make. Versus like if I'm willing to spend 10% onto Microsoft, $473, I'd rather put that $473 to the side and buy every single day $1 worth. So that's another strategy, guys. Also, if you don't have a Robinhood account, the link is in the description. Go ahead and download Robinhood. You should like look. This is what I'm talking about. But the credit spreads are just crazy. So it just dropped to normal. Like, oh my god, these things are just screwing with my account. But if you haven't downloaded a Robinhood account, the link is in the description. Go ahead and download the Robinhood account. The key to not key to success, but the key to graduate phases in this game is to one, be a market participant. Two, you have to keep depositing money. You have to keep averaging in your cost. You have to think of, okay, if I have 5K to invest, break down the 5K. It doesn't mean throw the whole 5K. Let's say you can only put 5K every single year. Let's say it's your tax return money and you're putting in 5K every single year. Cool. For the next year, I'm going to break down that 5K. If I got to buy $20 worth of stock every single week to hold me to the next year, That's what I'm going to do. If 5K is not the amount, let's say it's a dollar. Cool. I need you to put a dollar in every single week, every single day, every single month, whatever the time frame that you can do it. And whatever the time frame you can do it, I need you to stick to that routine and I need you to buy fractional shares. Whatever company you like. You don't have to make it complicated. You don't have to be a stock guru. You don't have to be a chart guru. I just need you to get your feet wet. Once you get your feet wet and you continuously do the routine, you continuously put in the work, you continuously put in the effort, more doors, more opportunities. The language just start making clear, start making sense. So, guys, I leave you with that because tomorrow's the first, April 1st, baby. Oh my God, I've been with you guys for such 3 months already in this. Oh man, look, we've been ups and downs, even with life. Look, there's moments in our lives that impacts our financials. So even though we are getting our money right, we need to get our other areas in our lives right as well. And I'll share some of these moments with you guys because I can sit here and talk about finances and all that and it might sound good, but if you don't have other areas in your life like on point, is the money really worth it? So I love you guys. Talk to you guys next time and take care.